So traders, I've been watching the markets today, and there's a market here that we're getting a bit of a strong bounce. We're probably going to get a bit more of a bounce. But there's also another market out there that, it's not looking too good, and we could actually be getting ready for another big sharp sell-off. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty, no, this is not clickbait, alright? But I wanted to share this with you. If you need help with your trading, guys, I'm giving away free access to my trading course. There's 5 phases in there. The very first training you get is like a 90-minute training of walking you through the 3 secrets, my trading system, and so on and so forth. You learn the biggest mistakes, chart reading. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there you're going to receive. So go get access to that right now, guys. Very first link in the description. Or go to johnsfreegift.com. Now, let's start off with the good old stocking market. We actually are still open right now. We've got 20 minutes to go. I've actually just finished doing my analysis for the day. And there's possibly one trade that I'm going to be getting into myself. But I'll look at that when we actually get towards the close there. But let's have a look at the stock market. Stock market right now today is getting a bit of a strong bounce. Okay, very, very nice bit of a bounce through here. So looking at through here, we're probably now in the makings or in the start of that pullback that I've been talking about for the last few days. Let me actually bring up this candlestick chart here for a minute. I've been saying that we're so far away from the moving average that we're now oversold, and we're probably going to get a nice sharp snapback. And that's what's happening right now. So we've come down through here, and now we're holding in a very nice update when it comes to the S&P 500. So the big thing that I'm noticing right now when it comes to the stock market is that we've still got these gaps through here, and these gaps will be closed. Now, the really interesting thing about these gaps here is that this was actually a bit of a capitulation mode. The question is it over? Is it over? Meaning is this capitulation mode that we just saw recently, is that the end? Maybe, maybe not. One of the hardest things, right, for us is we need to just remove our emotions when it comes to actually trading the market. So we need to see what actually happens through here. But this actually could possibly start to rally back up to close the gaps on the S&P. We've got the Nasdaq as well too. Nasdaq's got a couple of gaps through here. We're now holding a bit of a strong bottom through here. So it does look like we're probably going to start to see a bit of a sharp snapback. Now the trend is still down. Okay, trend is still down. This is just a sharp. This could be a sharp snapback, not a change of trend, okay? Remember, the trend is your friend until the end. And people that are ignoring that in the crypto market, people that are ignoring that in any market out there are getting their heads handed to them, okay? Look at this here. Lower high, lower high, lower high. We could just get that and then make another lower high, okay? So just be careful of that. Now again, when the market, if this is an absolute major bottom, no one knows, okay? But don't try and capture bottoms. Don't try and capture tops. Try and capture the 70 to 80% of it, okay? What I mean by that is this, is that as the market's coming down, is the bottom here? Is the bottom here? Is the bottom here? Like, we don't know, right? It's like, oh, catch the bottom, okay? 8, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be wrong. Don't try and, oh, this is the exact final low. Okay, no. Okay, this you're going to be part of the 90-90-90. 90% of the traders blow up 90% of their trading account in 90 days. I don't know if that's true or not. I think I just made it up, but it's actually probably true. It's actually probably 90% of traders blow up 100% of their account in 90 days. What we need to do is not try to guess here, but is the market going to start to turn around the race to all-time new highs? Well, we would see something like this. The market would rally up. It might rally up like that, and then I'd pull back, and then we start to get something like this, right? Like a bit of a head and shoulder formation, if you want to call it. But we'll start to get what? We'll start to get a nice higher low, breaking past previous highs, and then we'll start to see a change in trend. So if we're going to see, if we do get a rally through here, what happens next? Do we come back down? Right? Forget the moving average now. The moving average was all about how far away from we are for the moving average to determine overbought and oversold levels. Let's actually just bring up just a blank chart now so we can continue reading what the market is telling us. Remember, we need to keep the main thing the main thing. Main thing is what the market is, okay? As you can see, I'm not looking at indicators here. I was looking at a moving average to help me with overbought and oversold levels, right? But now I'm saying, okay, if we are going to start to create a bottom here, what would I want to see? Not saying we are traders, okay, but I'm just saying, what do I want to see this thing start to change? We would want to see a strong move up, then I come back down, and maybe something like that, and then maybe something like that. If we do get something like that over the next, say, coming into July, then we're probably going to finish the second half of this year off very strong. I sort of believe, I believe that. I believe we're going to get this anyway, but I'm going to let the market continue to talk to us, okay? So we need some sort of significant high or low, breaking past previous highs. Now we're starting an upward trend, because as you can see, we haven't done that. We came down, rallied up, came down, rallied up. We made a small little high low, didn't we? But did we break past previous highs? No. So there was no uptrend started. And then down and up and then down. See that through there? This is where it's like, oh, it's making a high low. We're getting ready. Hang on. We need to wait for it to break past previous highs. Double top and then bam, knock back down. Makes sense? So that's the big thing through there. Now, looking at the gold and silver market, guys. Gold and silver market right now, I'm telling you, that if we start to get a strong bar breaking down, okay? If we start to get, look at this here. Let me bring up my moving average. Look at this here. This is not looking good for gold. Gold could be getting ready for another smack, for another sharp sell-off. So we can see through here, we're getting a strong move down through here. Okay, we've got a strong selling move. And now we've got this sort of buying leg through here. Okay, so think about this as a boxing match. If you're in a boxing match, right, and you've got, in one corner, we have the sellers, okay? We have the sellers. And in the other corner, we have the buyers. This is the buyers here. Make sense? So, the sellers have knocked it down, knocked it down, knocked it down. This is the selling leg. And this is where the buyers have tried to come back in. Make sense? Now, if we had to say, okay, if this was round 3, say this is round 3. Round 3 of a boxing fight. Yeah, ding, 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 right? And then never looking at the scorecards. If this was the whole fight so far, where this was the seller's momentum and the buyer's momentum, who on the scorecard would be winning this match so far? The sellers, right? Why? Because we had a strong move down, and notice how this buying leg here, it's very weak, right? It'd be very different if we did this, what? If we did something like that, then it'd be like, what? We're like, oh, we don't know. It's pretty much, it's neck and neck, right? Strong move down, strong move up. Oh, we don't know. It's actually neck and neck. Oh, it's a very, very close match. So we don't know what's going on, right? It's a boxing match. Who's going on? What's going on? But if we have a look at the strength of the move, and this is going into the event stuff in, I think it's phase number 3 and phase number 2 and 3 go into a lot more detail about this in that free trading course. But if we have if I draw the angle of that move, right, from the start of the move to that move there, but then I just draw this from there to there, notice how this is a very sort of steep rolling, like very fast move down, but then it sort of slowly went up through there. Once again, when you're looking at momentum, who's got more momentum? The sellers, right? And the reason why that's important is because if we start to break below here, guess what? If sellers had momentum and then the buyers are trying to come back in as much as they can, guess what? They're fighting, they're trying to come back, and then they get tired and then the sellers knock it down again. This is the same for silver, right? This is the same for silver. Look what silver's doing, okay? Now again, this is like I can draw trend lines and I can do all that sort of stuff, guys, and all that sort of stuff on the screen. But if we start to get a sharp move down out of silver as well too, yesterday I did the scenario of, okay, if we did get something like this, what would that mean to the markets? Okay, looking at the market where we are right now, if we did get that's a possible change in trend. But let's take this off the screen. Look what's happening through here. A strong move down. Again, who's winning this boxing match? Ding, ding, ding. Who's winning it? Strong move down. And then we've got this sort of move up through there somewhere. Maybe through there. Who's winning the boxing match? Oh, definitely the sellers, right? It's like, oh man, this is the 3 rounds into the fight, and sellers are just like, they're winning by 10 points. You know what I mean? So we're getting this sideways movement again with a strong moving average, right? So we're getting this high and another lower high and a strong moving average coming down, and we're getting all this sort of sideways movement. This is not looking too good for the bulls. Okay, and I drew this trend line here, and I've had this very significant trend line, and look what's happening through here. So this is where I'm not saying this is definitely going to happen, traders, but look at this here. If we do get a very strong a breakdown bar like that, that's telling us what? The sellers were going for a while. Then the buyers did whatever they could to come in, and then they got so exhausted, then the sellers come back in, and we're probably going to get something like that again. Right? Because look at this here. All this major support through here, support, is now becoming resistance all through here. Okay. Now we need to wait for confirmation first. Right now we don't know. This could be a false breakout, and we get that. If that's the case, up we go. But if we don't and we start to break below there, then we're probably likely to see a very strong, sharp sell-off. Hey traders, I'm giving away 100% free access to my brand new breakthrough full trading course. This is 8 videos over 10 hours of pure amazing and powerful strategies. This is my most powerful systems and strategies that I've used for the last 16 years, and I'm giving it away for free. So this is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be a link around here somewhere, a button or in the description or somewhere in there. Click on that and you can go get free access to my brand new breakthrough trading course. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now. Go to that right now, guys. You can get full, complete, free membership access. Go do that right now.